Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news Cartridge for Thursday, May 10th, 2018. Welcome back to the show. Apparently yesterday's bonus show title did not go over well. Some people don't get hyperbole, and that's okay, but just to clarify, it was just a joke. But in all seriousness, Nintendo does need to retire the 3DS. The damn thing is 6 years old. I'm sorry. I guess I've been wrong the whole time. It's not 6 years old. It's 7. Timestamps and reference links for all stories today can be found in the description below. We start today's news with something that you would not expect to see, and that is Parapper the Rapper. If you aren't aware of this game, then run for the hills right now until you can't hear its catchy but terrible rhymes anymore. So why the hell are we talking about a PS1 game which had a remastered version for PS4 for some reason? Well, hackers have found, in that very version, a working PSP emulator. The reason why it's there is even weirder than the game itself. Sony was using the emulator to play the 2007 version of PaRappa from the PSP, rather than porting the game to the PS4 itself. To be fair though, they did use a new 4K texture pack, but that was about it. Well done, Sony! Do you know what you just did? This gives potential for people to run other games through that PSP emulator and get it running on the PS4 hardware. The people who discovered this say that they're currently working on making everything as user-friendly as possible. Well, I guess let me know what PSP game you want to see running on your PS4. Coming in next today, we have 2 free games, starting with Oddworld's Abe's Oddysee directly on Steam for the next 12 hours or so. Be sure to act quickly on this one. Then the next is The Flame and the Flood over on Humble Bundle, and if you aren't signed up with them yet, you really should be, because they give out free games all the time. Humble is my favorite place to buy PC games, and no, they are not sponsoring the show in any way. First in release announcements is something you don't hear very often, with a game getting released early, and what a game too! The Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. Originally releasing on July 10th, it will now debut on June 29th. Then we have a release window for the game starring motorcycles and zombies called Days Gone. It doesn't have a specific release date, but we do know it is releasing early 2019. Finally, some hardware news, as Nintendo is releasing an adjustable charging stand for your Switch, which would allow you to play it at home without the need for a TV or the dock. Look forward to that one on July 13th for $20 US or your regional equivalent. Right into update news, starting with the delay of this week's patch for Sea of Thieves until next week due to some unforeseen technical issues. Speaking of Microsoft, they're currently offering a deal on a 3-month subscription of Xbox Live Gold. They will also give you 1 month of Xbox Game Pass to go along with it. If you're in the market for more Xbox Gold time, then you may as well get the free month of Game Pass and try it out for yourself. I personally think subscription-based models just like this, where you can play as much as you want, offer a lot to casual gamers. Moving on from there, yesterday we talked about Sony changing their warranty policies to be more flexible, and today we see Nintendo doing the exact same thing. Instead of their warranties being voided by the use of third-party peripherals, it is now only voided if their products were damaged by the third-party accessories, which is much more reasonable. Previously, if you used something like a skin for your Nintendo Switch and it wasn't officially licensed by Nintendo, then it voided your warranty. That is completely ridiculous. Anyone want to take bets that Microsoft is up next? Finally today, we're going to talk about Crunch, and no, not those wonderful chocolate bars, the idea of crunch in the video game industry. For those of you who may not be familiar, crunch time is when developers have to work long hours into the night, sometimes sleeping very little, if at all, only stopping to go to the bathroom. During this time, their energy supply consists of caffeine and tears. A new game is coming for the SNES, and I am reading that correctly, for the Super Nintendo, called Fork Parker's Crunch Out, where you play the role of an overbearing investor who feeds his developers coffee and oversees them to make sure profits don't slip too much. It sounds like a fun game, but in reality, not too far off from the terrible truth. Scott Benson of Infinite Fall, the developer of Night in the Woods, says some people in the industry see announcing a delay as a, quote, mortal sin or a direct insult. Another great quote from him is, "The reason we're killing ourselves isn't because we love what we're doing, the reason is money and deadlines." He speaks very passionately about how he doesn't like having to pressure himself or his team, and it leads to a general decrease in everyone's well-being. Finally saying, new models of this need to be made because people are going to die, and he's right. It's only a matter of time. While I have never been in that sort of situation myself, I can't imagine any part of it is good. It must be terrible knowing you only have so much time to get something done, and more work keeps piling on top of that. It's not even an issue of shame sometimes. Some delays can cost thousands of dollars in having to change marketing dates, and then you have to build hype around this new date. I'm at a loss of words on how to contribute to this because I don't participate in that side of the industry. All I can do is hope and offer my support that this will soon come to an end. What a glorious day! Time for tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Fortune 499, Veilguard, and Odium to the Core. For Xbox One, Hyper Sentinel, and Grim Legends 3, The Dark City. For Nintendo Switch, Hyper Sentinel. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And if I don't perfect human cloning, then I won't be able to live with myself. I'm beside myself with laughter. Click up here to watch the bonus episode for today's show. Click down here to watch yesterday's episode, which was about Walmart Canada spilling the beans on a bunch of games for E3 this year. And click over here to subscribe to my wonderful, wonderful channel. Thank you. See you tomorrow for Friday. Bye-bye.